Welcome back, guys. In this video, we're gonna deep dive into the law of attraction, and we're gonna look at how to really make it work. But we're not gonna look at it with some, woo-woo esoteric stuff. We're gonna really go down into neuroscience. How does neuroscience tell us to use the law of attraction? So why does it work, and how does it work? And you'll see that this is actually something simple, and it's something that your brain already does every single day. The challenge is that you've been misusing that to perpetuate, to stagnate, and to create more of what your mind has already been programmed to create. Because it comes down to two things: focus and belief. What you focus on expands, but what you tend to focus on is because of what is already built in your belief system. So not only you focus on what you already believe in, but that tends to create a feedback loop because now you believe in it even more, meaning you perpetuate certain experiences, you attract certain things more, and it just goes on and on and on like a vicious cycle. So the law of attraction tells us this: what you think about, you create. So based on your most dominant thought, you attract, create, manifest certain experiences. So if you were to be able to change how you think, if you were able to change your most dominant thought, your most dominant belief system, you'd be able to change what you create, attract in your life, the people, the things, the experiences. And so simple, right? Your most dominant thought right now comes from your belief system and what you focus on. But why does this happen? Well, you see, neuroscience shows us that there is this thing called the confirmation bias. What does that mean? In simple words, the confirmation bias is the tendency that you have, the tendency that your brain has to look for evidence that supports the belief system, the expectations, the assumptions that you already have. So in simple words, you simply focus and look for evidence to support what you already believe and disregard the rest. Now, do you see how this could become a challenge? So if you believe that you're unlucky, you can't catch a break, bad things just keep on piling up on top of you, can you see how this would affect what you focus on? So it filters out your perception, how you perceive the world. So now you're in traffic, oh, great, another red light, oh, great, I'm stuck in traffic again. So you only pick up portion of reality that match your belief system. And you disregard, well, I'm safe, everything is okay, I have a car, I'm lucky to be driving. You disregard all the other things because it doesn't match what you tend to naturally focus on and believe about yourself, your life, your world, and so on. And so you can see why you keep attracting certain things and situations in your life, because if what you focus on expands, and you give all your energy to focus on that thought and focus on those experiences, then how could you receive anything else? Because even if it's already available next to you, you disregard it. Now, imagine this. Imagine that somebody doesn't believe in the law of attraction. Now, would that help them use certain things to create, achieve, manifest certain things? Or would that actually prevent them from creating more things in their life? Now, the question is not who's right, who's wrong, what belief is better and right, and so on. The only question is, does it work for you? Are you creating what you want to be creating in your life right now? Now, let's go further. What if you have a deep belief system that on some level you're not worthy, you're not good enough, right? And that is a core belief in your self-concept. Now, imagine how you will be looking for evidence to support that. Everything just keeps on reminding you that somehow you're not good enough, that somehow you're scared of disappointing others, making mistakes, all these type of things, constantly confirming subconsciously that you're not worthy, you're not good enough, creating that stress, that anxiety, and all those things. So you're constantly fulfilling that prophecy that is actually simply a reflection of your own assumptions and belief of yourself. Now, can you see why if you have a lot of negative belief or limiting belief about yourself, it will perpetuate and help you just create the same over and over and over again? Now, here's something that's very interesting as well. Studies have shown that when people place a bet, like on a team, on a horse or something, like they place a bet, and especially when they place it with money, they lock in that and they actually believe now that they're right. So they will go into crazy length to back up the story, to back up that they're right, to back up into the thing that, I'm right and you're wrong. even if you give them the fact, many people go to crazy length to deny the fact and to just say, no, 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 you're wrong, I'm right. So the confirmation bias can go into some crazy extent, especially when your ego gets involved. But let's go back into the conversation. So here we are, we have all those programs, all that conditioning, all that belief system that we've been creating conditioning for decades and decades and decades, depending on how old you are, right? And now we have this natural tendency to look for evidence that confirm who we are, the belief systems that we already have in place. So you can see the feedback loop just keep going on and on and on. But the good news is that you can reverse that. And this is the beauty of using this for you, using this in a way that allows you to create what you want. So the question is then, how do I break free from that and make it work for me? Well, it's a matter of focus and belief. Where you start is you need to know that, okay, if my thought really create my reality, and if my current belief system is not supporting what I want to create, then I need to start changing the way I think about my goals, about my desires, about what I want to create or attract in my life. So I need to start focusing on what I want instead of what I don't want, what's missing, what's lacking, what's broken, or so on. So I need to learn to be consciously aware that I need to start redirecting consciously my focus, my awareness, because you don't have to live on autopilot, right? You have the awareness of being able to choose every single moment instead of focusing on, see, I'm so lucky, it doesn't work, it's never happening for me. Instead of going there with your thought and with your consciousness, go back and choose a new thought. But in order to do that, you need to elevate your level of consciousness. You cannot operate from the paradigm that I will believe it when I see it. So when I manifest it, when it's happening in my life, when I can use it, touch it, feel it, spend it, then I will believe it. That model of reality doesn't work, because if you understand the cognitive bias, if you understand what we've been talking about and the law of attraction, you know that I will see it, I will manifest it, I will create it when I believe it. So I need to reverse that. I need to become the cause. So if my thoughts, if my most dominant thoughts and beliefs create my reality, then I need to start thinking as if I'm already there. So you need to start conditioning your mind through, affirmations or mantras or writing or gratitude or visualization, whatever tool works for you. And there are many ways. It's not just one way. But essentially, you gotta start thinking better and greater thoughts that are aligned with the things you wanna create. But you gotta take it one step further, because not only you need new thoughts and you need repetition to stick it in your mind, but you also need to start looking for evidence that support that new belief system. So instead of thinking, nothing's working out for me, I'm so unlucky, I can't catch a break, right? Let's go with that belief. And you start to condition, you know what? I am blessed, I'm lucky, good things always happening for me. In fact, everything is always working out for me. And you want to condition that, right? And now you want to become a lucky person who attracts great things. Great. So you affirm that, you visualize that, you do all that mental process to plant that seed in your mind. And then at the end of the day, look for evidence that supports that belief. So you're consciously doing the role of the confirmation bias. Yeah, because at this point, if the belief is not fully there yet, your mind will not look for evidence automatically, and it might actually go back and look for the evidence of the opposite, depending on how strong the old belief is. So when you go and you consciously look for evidence, so for example, you're driving and you're like, you know what, that was a green light, I'm so lucky, I'm safe, traffic is pretty good, oh look at that, a parking spot. You look at small things. Don't make the mistake of looking for big confirmation, major breakthrough, I won the lottery, things like that. Make it easy for you to convince yourself that you already are what you want. So you gotta brainwash yourself by looking for evidence, by looking for confirmation, no matter how small it may be at the beginning, that new belief system is correct. Does that make sense? So now you're training your mind, you're training the belief system until to the point where your brain is going to naturally look for evidence to support your new belief system. And the fastest way to demonstrate that is with the gratitude journal. I always give my clients, exercise of doing the gratitude journal. And what happens at the beginning is that it might be difficult, especially if they have a very harsh critical mind, right? But after a while of writing gratitude, their brain naturally starts to look for things they can appreciate throughout the day without them even trying. That's simply because it instills a whole new mindset. And that whole new mindset of appreciation and gratitude just brings more and more and more and more things to be grateful for. And that's why they say that gratitude is the most powerful way to attract what you want. The more grateful you are, the more life gives you things to be grateful for. But remember, if you're waiting for something to happen to feel grateful, you'll keep on waiting. But if you initiate and give the gratitude in your mind and you condition it, you will keep on receiving more and more things to be grateful for. And so this is a simple way for you to use and apply the law of attraction in your life by simply using something your brain automatically does, but this time using it to work for you. So think about what you want, right? Focus on what you want and look for evidence that support that new belief system. Especially in the beginning, go for small little things. And as you do that, life will gradually give you more and more and more and more of that. And this is basically how the law of attraction works. And the more you do it, the more you believe in it. The more you believe in it, the faster it works. So I hope this makes sense. If you have any question, let me know what you think down in the comment. Thank you for watching this video. I will see you next time. Be well.